Finally, another great example of relative strength is what we saw in semiconductors in early 2016. Here, plotted above, are the semiconductor stocks. This is the semi-index SOX. That is basically a basket of all of the chip companies. And then down below, we have the NASDAQ composite. Let's remember that the semiconductors are a leading indicator for the NASDAQ, a leading indicator for technology, right? So here we are seeing kind of like a sideways, sort of messy behavior in semiconductors with lower lows in February of 2016 for the NASDAQ composite. Semiconductors were putting in a higher low. That was evidence of relative strength. It's evidence that institutions are accumulating shares while the rest of the market is still making new lows. This particular sector that we look to as a leader was making a higher low. That bullish divergence is evidence of risk appetite, not risk aversion. Here's what happened. The lower low in the S&P 500 into February of 2016, and the higher low in semiconductors relative to the S&P 500 in February of 2016. The relative strength line is putting in a higher low. The S&P 500 itself is making a lower low. That bullish divergence is a heads up that those institutions that drive markets, not you and me and mom and pop, but the institutions that wake up on Monday morning and need to allocate $50 billion into the market, they didn't let the semiconductors make new relative lows. There was too much demand for the stock. That's a good thing. So then what happened? Look at the ratio line between semiconductors and the S&P 500. If it's going up, that means it's outperforming. If it's going down, that means it's underperforming. Look at the epic rally in semiconductors relative to the rest of the market after the bullish momentum divergence in relative strength. So these are the things that we want to look for. We want to put ourselves in the shoes of buy-side fund managers. We want to look for relative strength and we want to look for momentum. Those are the two most important things that we want to watch outside of price.